You've woken up in the zombie apocalypse. There is no government. How is your life different? And those weren't just rhetorical questions. I really want you to think about, like, how would you interact with the first stranger you meet? All of this really comes down to really how you view human nature. Not just how you view your own nature, but how you view the nature of the people out there. For example, if you think human nature is good, you're probably you're more likely, not perfectly likely, but you're more likely to say, I will meet other people and we'll work together to survive the zombie apocalypse. If you think human nature is evil, you're going to be very, very, very suspicious of everybody that you come into, no matter how sort of innocent looking they are. So this is the same thing. International relations theories are going to begin with human nature because we don't have government. What we have is we have how we think human beings are. Now, here's one thing that both theories are going to agree on. Human nature is self-interested. That doesn't mean selfish per se. It just means that it's probably not that big of a stretch to think that I want to survive. I want what's better for me. That doesn't necessarily mean I want what's bad for you. It just means that if I have a choice between taking $5 or $10, I'll probably take the $10. If I have a choice between eating and not eating, I'll probably eat. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will steal the food from you. It just means that I would prefer, I'm self-interested. I want myself to survive. All right, what does this mean? There's two ways to think about this, which is going to sort of break down into two of the theories we're going to talk about today. So realism is the first one we're going to talk about. And what that essentially means is I can only count on me. It's this thing called self-help. That at the end of the day, remove the government, zombie apocalypse. I'm out there in the zombie apocalypse. Who is going to help me survive? The answer is the only person I know that will ensure that I will survive is me. Everybody else might say they'll do that, but they're more concerned about them surviving. So if it comes down to them or me, they'll choose them. So I can't trust them to the same degree I can trust me. I can only count on myself. If I'm going to survive in the zombie apocalypse, I have to figure out a way for me to survive. You with me so far on this? Okay. Liberalism is going to say something a little bit different. It's going to say essentially, man, that thing the realist just said was crazy. I mean, there's a lot of things that I can do, and there's a lot of things I can't do. So my best chance of surviving a zombie apocalypse is not me against the zombies or me against everybody else. It's my best interest is best met with others. So I'm still self-interested. I still want to survive, but I know that best is going to be best done by getting the help of others. And over time, as we help each other, we learn to trust each other, which means that we're able to help and cooperate even more. And this is really all about cooperating. And the benefits of cooperation are going to outweigh the benefits of going alone. Now, the realist turns around and says this person, they are going to suck you in and get you to think that they're cooperating. And then one day when you're asleep, they're going to kill you in your sleep and take all your stuff because it's better for them. So the question is, again, neither one of these things is right or wrong per se. It's how we see the world. It's how we see other human beings. And again, how we see other human beings when there is no government. Like right now, we are very willing to trust people, but part of that's because there's a legal system, there's a similar culture, there's a government that is backing all that up. If you remove all that and sort of the bare nakedness of the zombie apocalypse, can you trust the other? So then what we want to talk about is whatever you sort of think the answer to this is probably going to be a similar answer to how you think states interact in their own version of the zombie apocalypse, which is essentially a world with no global government, which is the world we have right now, in anarchy. So how does international relations work? The model you think works best probably is answered by which of these you said sort of matches what you think. All right, let's talk about realism.